Hi guys, Spurs here, back with another video. Today I'll be reacting to yet another manager rejecting the job in Arne Slot, and I'll be discussing the current managerial situation and my thoughts on this, with Slot being the next name to be axed, if you like, from the list, rejected the job. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. You know, everyone is appreciated and every opinion is welcome here at Spurs Talk, and subscribing helps the channel grow, and the support is much appreciated on the road to 1K. Hopefully we can get there by the end of 2023. I believe that we can, because because of you guys. You're absolutely fantastic. Leave a like, and feel free to get involved in the comments, because I do read and reply to the majority of the comments. So let's crack into it, shall we? So we got the news yesterday morning that yet another manager is off the list, and yet another manager has rejected the job. And this time is in Arne Slot, who will stay at Feyenoord and will sign a new contract committed to Feyenoord. People say, you can have a different opinion on this. You can look at it, it's perfectly entitled to look at it either way. There's no right or wrong answer, I don't think. But some people will look at it and go, it's nothing that Levy or the club could have done, because Feyenoord, he clearly wants to stay at Feyenoord, blah, 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 blah. Never interested in him, never said no. Or you can look at it and go, he's a manager that hinted he wants to go to the Premier League. Why not match his ambition? Probably pay that 15-20 million to Feyenoord, give him the power of transfers, and he probably would have came to Tottenham. But one thing's for sure, regardless of what people say, I think he would have been the perfect fit for the Tottenham. Certain players that we have, the style that we can play. I just think the players we've got and players we could have, I think he'd be the perfect fit for Tottenham for loads of different reasons. So it's such a shame. But yes, yet another manager. But what we need to understand is, if we're not going to match the ambition of these managers, then they won't come, and if they come, they won't stick around for long. Because, we could have had Pochettino now. We could have had Nagelsmann. We could have had Arne Slot. There's manager after manager after manager that is going off the list. Obviously, the big ones being the Slot, the Nagelsmann, the Pochettinos, the companies. There's loads of managers we could have had, and it feels like the list is shrinking. And I hate to say it, but I think the list will end up being that Ange guy's current Celtic manager. Can't say his second name. Ange, Rodgers and Potter, and Enrique, 4 managers who I don't really want. Let me know in the comments below, who do you want, and who do you want to be the next manager of Tottenham Hotspur, and secondly, who do you think it will be? Because I'd love it to be Thomas Frank. I'd be happy with De Zerbi, Nagelsmann, Pot, Slot. There's loads, but right now, realistically, I'm running out of options. I'd still be. What frustrates me is you hear all the time, like, we're tentative interest in Nagelsmann. We should be on our hands and knees begging. What Levy's got to understand is, like I said, if you're not going to match the ambition of these managers, then they're not going to come. We've had Mourinho and Conte, who have won everywhere else but Tottenham Hotspur. That's not a coincidence. It may happen once, but it's happened twice. And it's happened for a reason. Because we don't match the ambition of those managers and this club. And what frustrates me right now, for me, you appoint a manager before a sporting director. You bring the manager in, and as part, because I seriously believe that coming to Tottenham right now isn't very convincing, apart from the new stadium. If I said to you, you've got to work with Levy, work with a very, very average bunch of players, could be without Harry Kane, and could be fighting relegation, it's worrying, do you know what I mean? So I seriously think you'd struggle to take the Tottenham job. So part of convincing managers to come, I would say, if you come, we'll give you the power over transfers, and you can choose a sporting director. Because I promise you, the likes of Slot, but especially Nagelsmann, I'm sure would be in the Tottenham job right now. I reckon with Nagelsmann, the only reason it hasn't happened yet is I reckon he wanted, one, power of transfers like he had in Germany with Bayern Munich, because they get that little bit more power there, and rightly so. I think a manager should come before players and should have the biggest say. For me, you're coaching the team, you're the most important for me. That's the way I look at it. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. And secondly, I think he wanted to choose his sporting director, and I think that would have been Ranić. But we seem to want to appoint a sporting director first. But what Levy doesn't understand is we've got to appoint a manager before pre-season, because that manager needs pre-season to decide who he wants to keep, who he wants to buy, sell, loan, etc. But what we'll do is we'll do the same as we always do. We'll start buying players before we get a manager, and they will come in and go, I didn't want him. We'll loan out players or sell players that the manager wanted to keep. Oh, I wanted to keep him. And yeah, we'll leave it until the end of pre-season, and we'll have to trial things when the new season starts. Honestly, this club, man. But on Arne's slot, it's frustrating. But for me, I put it on the club. Again, I think his ambition thing. Once again, but all these managers we could have had. Pochettino's not got a job. Nagelsmann's not doing the job. I'll be on my hands and knees begging. And don't tell me if Potter was offered the job, he wouldn't turn it down. But it won't happen because Levy won't accept it. It was a mistake sacking him that we've wasted the last 4 years. Everything that comes back to leads to him mistakes. But you've got to accept mistakes. So yeah, frustrating. A never-ending managerial search. It feels like that Nuno summer all over again, where we end up with our 350th choice. We leave it far too long and get someone we don't want. This club, man. Honestly, I can't wait for a summer's break when we don't play, but there's never a quiet day at Tottenham. If you liked it, leave a like. Don't forget to feel free to get involved in the comments. Like I said, let me know who you want to be the next manager of Tottenham, and secondly, who you think it will be, and thirdly, who you blame for this current situation at Tottenham. As I said, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Helps the channel grow on the road to 1k. Like it, leave a like. So massive thank you. And the match preview will be out very, very soon, so stay tuned. And then the last live weekly show, Monday, 8 p.m. is the last one of the 2022-23 seasons. It'll be the last one for a few months. So stay tuned. Busy couple of days or so at the channel. Common you Spurs. Let's hope I'm wrong and we can appoint a manager as soon as possible.